Good morning, City Hill family and all our friends out there. I'm so glad that you could join us today as we continue with our topic, influence. But first I want to ask you a question. How do you define influence? The definition that I came up with was that it's the power to affect people, things, or even the course of events through prestige, through power, through wealth, through your ability, or even through your position in the company. It could also be due to the fact of your very presence in the room. So how does one become a person of influence? Do you need to be a celebrity? Do you need to be famous? Do you need to have oodles of money? And the answer is no. All you need to be doing is to be functioning in your passion area, and you will find that influence will sort of ooze out of you. But there are going to be times when you're going to be left on the sideline, when you're going to be ignored. And this could be due to the fact of your age or the position that you hold in the company. So how do you handle a time like that? You know, a story is told in 2 Kings chapter 5 of Naaman, an Aramean general, a general that was victorious in all his battles, a general that had the king's favor, but yet there was one thing in his life that could end his career at any time, and that was that he suffered from leprosy. At that time, the Aramean army had invaded Israel and had taken away many captives, and a young girl had found her way into Naaman's house and was working for Naaman's wife. She found out that Naaman had carried leprosy. And she actually said to her mistress, "I wish that my master would go and see the prophet in Samaria, and he would heal him." Now Naaman was a general that gave orders. He didn't take them. He was a man that gave advice. He didn't take it. And yet when he heard what this young girl had said, he took the advice and he went to see Elisha in Samaria. When he got there, he actually waited outside the house for a while before the servant arrived and told him what Elisha had said. Go and bath 7 times in the river Jordan. Naaman, being an important person, was a bit cheesed off about this whole thing, because the prophet could have come out, called down healing from heaven, waved his arm over the affected area, and he would have been clean. So he went away a little bit annoyed about the whole situation. And as he was leaving, his servants pressed on him again. You know, if this prophet had come out and said, go and do something big and something extravagant, you would have done it. And all he's asked you to do is go and bath in the river. Go and do what he advises. Naaman eventually did. He bathed 7 times in the river Jordan and was completely healed of his leprosy. And you know, this is what God desires from each and every single one of us, that we would point people to the person that could touch their lives, that could change their lives. Here was a young girl that had made a suggestion. She was a servant, someone in the background, someone that was unseen, but yet the advice had been heard. And you know what? No matter who you are, if people know your story, they will listen to your story, because nobody else can tell your story the way you do. You cannot tell anybody else's story, but you can tell yours. And when people hear what is the hope that burns within you, you can point them to the one person that can change their life, that can change their destiny, that can give them a hope, that can give them a future, and that is Jesus. This is what God desires from each and every single one of us. That all we do is tell our stories. We don't have to go out there and be amazing preachers. We don't have to go out there and first become famous people to be able to advise. We just need to share our stories. You know, I think of a flower in a garden. It doesn't jump up and down saying, I'm a flower, I'm a flower. It blooms where it is. And people stop and stare and look at with amazement at this beauty that God has created. It has carried its story. It has told its story. And people know that God did this. And that's what God wants from us. Blossom and bloom where you are. Function where you are. Give it all you've got. Function in your passion area. And you will be amazed at what God will be able to do, not only through you, but through the words that you speak. Live your life for Jesus. Be an ambassador. Be a story for Christ. I trust you guys have enjoyed the series so far, and be blessed through the rest of this week.